Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another fun video for you today. Now this is something that we tried last year where you're going to pick every NFL game each week. So guys, this is week number 1. I have 2 co-workers who are actually going to pick with me too. So hopefully next week we'll actually have some audio. This week was a little bit harder with our schedules to kind of get together and pick some stuff. So let's get into week 1's picks. But before that, if it's your first time here, welcome, subscribe, comment, share, all that fun stuff so that you're notified next time we post one of these videos. So let's get into week 1's picks. Okay, so starting out week 1, we have a game on Thursday, September 5th at 8:20 p.m. Eastern. We have the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Guys, I think this one's going to kind of be close partially, and I really had a hard time picking this, but I am going with Kansas City in this one. So I just think Kansas City is going to win this. I cannot bet against Kansas City until they actually lose. Also, one of my coworkers, John, he also went with Kansas City also, but Dino is going to be the outlier on this one. He is going with the Ravens. He thinks the Ravens are going to overtake the Chiefs in week 1. So there's our picks. We're also going to keep track of our picks per week, which will run at the bottom of the screen next week. So I have the Chiefs, John has the Chiefs, and Dino has the Ravens. Okay, so the second game of the week is going to be Friday, September 6th, and this game is actually being played in Brazil. It is the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. This one, I think, is just going to be, I don't know. Again, I say it's going to be a blowout, but I actually think the Packers could pull this off. I'm excited to see what Jordan Love's going to do this year, but I myself am taking the Eagles in this game. Again, it's the same as the Ravens or the same as the Chiefs. I just can't bet against the Eagles at the moment. Also, John is taking the Eagles in this game, and Dino is also taking the Eagles also. So all 3 of us have the Eagles this week. Okay, so the next matchup of the week, the Steelers are traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons on Sunday, September 8th. I myself am taking the Steelers, not because I live in Pittsburgh, but because I just think the Steelers are going to win this game somehow. Now, could it be a 13-10 game, 13-9 game? Yes. But I still think the Steelers pull this game out. Now, Dino, he is taking the Atlanta Falcons in this game. He thinks the Falcons are going to win at home. And John is going to actually take the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. As much as I know he hates Pittsburgh, but he is picking Pittsburgh to win this game this week. Now, with some of these games where we all pick the same teams, I'm going to kind of just go through it a little bit quicker. The next game, Cardinals travel to Buffalo. We all picked the Buffalo Bills in this one. Now, I know John mentioned earlier today that if Arizona was playing at home, he was going to take the Cardinals, but he took the Bills. Myself, I took the Bills, and Dino also took the Bills. I could see this game being the one that the Bills do lose, but I think the Bills end up beating the Cardinals at home. Now, this next game could have been the hardest game to pick. We are all on the same page here with the Chicago Bears and the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee is heading into Chicago for Caleb Williams' first NFL game here. We all picked the Bears, but honestly, I still think Caleb might get his first win here. But who knows with Tennessee? Who knows with either one of these teams? But we all picked Chicago in this matchup. The next matchup we have is New England traveling down to Cincinnati to play the Bengals at Paul Brown Stadium. We all have the Cincinnati Bengals beating the New England Patriots. Now this next game we have Houston traveling up to play the Indianapolis Colts. We actually finally differ on a game here. I am picking the Indianapolis Colts to win at home. John also picked the Indianapolis Colts to win, and Dino is picking the Houston Texans to beat the Colts in Indy. So here we have another matchup between Jacksonville and Miami. 2 Florida teams going head-to-head here in Miami. All 3 of us are going to take the Miami Dolphins to defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I know I'm probably going to regret this one because Trevor Lawrence is probably going to have one of those amazing games and probably throws 4 touchdowns. But I'm going to take Miami, John's taking Miami, and Dino's taking Miami in this one. Could this next game be the worst game on the football schedule this week? You have the Carolina Panthers going down to New Orleans to play the Saints. Now, myself, I am taking the Carolina Panthers because I honestly have no idea who to pick between this game. Because honestly, both teams are probably pretty much garbage this year, but I figured I'd go with Carolina. John and Dino, they both are taking New Orleans, so I'm going to be the odd one out here. Maybe I could pick up a win on these guys. Okay, now I know I just said about the last game potentially being the worst game of the week. This one has the chances to be that one too. Minnesota is traveling up to New York to play the Giants in this game. I'm not sure there's much to talk about here. So all three of us are actually going to take the Minnesota Vikings to win this game. Okay, so the next game is the Oakland Raiders traveling over to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. This is a game where you have Harbaugh making his coaching debut for the Chargers in this game. Can Justin Herbert stay healthy? And can Justin Herbert get the Chargers to the playoffs this year? Questions to be asked, or questions to be answered, actually. But I think we all three are taking the Chargers in this game. Just the Raiders, there's a lot of questions with that team at the moment. There's even questions with the Chargers too. But I think Herbert comes out, has a good game, and Harbaugh gets his first win with the Chargers. Okay, this next game could also be a snooze fest. We have the Denver Broncos traveling over to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Not much to talk about here also yet, especially being week 1, but who knows, one of these teams could be surprising this year. Not counting on it, but all three of us have picked the Seattle Seahawks in this game. So this next matchup could be a great matchup. You have the Dallas Cowboys traveling up to play the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. This one, can Dak Prescott lead the Dallas Cowboys to the playoffs? Can he lead them to a playoff win? We know how Dak does every year. Only time will tell with them. Cleveland could have a good team this year, and they're playing at home. Those fans are going to be rowdy up there on the lake. I myself am taking the Cleveland Browns in this game. Now, John and Dino are both going to take the Dallas Cowboys in this game. Kind of shocking to hear both of them taking the Cowboys in this. So maybe I can pick up another win on them here, or they're going to take one against me. So only 3 more games on the NFL schedule this week. And the next one we have the Washington Commanders traveling down to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Dino is going to take Tampa Bay in this game. He thinks they're going to just beat the Commanders, but myself and John are both going to take the Commanders in this game. Now, normally when I bet against the Commanders, they normally end up losing, so we're going to see what's going to happen here. I think Jaden Daniels might have a pretty good game and hopefully show why he should be the starter in Washington. And also John picked him because he's a Washington fan. So leave it with that, but let's see who wins here. So the next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams playing in Detroit. We all three picked Detroit on this one. I think Detroit's could have a nice run this year, could make the playoffs, and maybe possibly head to the Super Bowl this year. I think everybody's going to be high on Detroit right now until they can prove otherwise. Now the final matchup comes on Monday, September 9th. The New York Jets travel out to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Dino is taking the 49ers in this matchup. I'm not sure. I wish they were here to talk about this, but he has the 49ers. John and myself, we are taking the New York Jets. I feel like the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, he has something to prove this year after getting injured last year on one of the first couple plays of the season. I think the Jets pull this out. I personally, and I'm probably going to get hated for this, I think the 49ers are kind of overrated. Christian McCaffrey, he needs to stay healthy. Brandon Ayuk just signed a deal, but he wasn't practicing. So let's see what happens in this game, but I'm taking the Jets, John's taking the Jets, and Dino's taking the 49ers. So guys, those are our picks for week 1. Like I said, each week going on, we will keep a running tally that'll be on the screen on how our records are doing. Now granted, we're just doing this for fun between us at our office, kind of as a whole. We can say who did better each week. It should be fun, should be a good time until somebody's really winning, and then it might get kind of annoying, but we're gonna have fun with this. Take this with a grain of salt if you're betting these games. We just bet them all. We just picked them all. I don't want to say bet it all, but we just picked them all straight money line. No points with no spreads, nothing like that. We were just picking who we think is going to win. So if this is something that you enjoyed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment, share, all that fun stuff so that you're notified each week whenever we post one of these videos. And until next time, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.